Today on People Now, R. Kelly blocked from taking the stage in his home state amid growing backlash from sexual misconduct allegations. We'll tell you everything we've learned.
He put a ring on it. Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger are engaged, and we've got all the pics.
Well, it's official. Maroon 5 will headline the Super Bowl halftime show, and we'll tell you who will be joining them on the big stage.
NFL star Tiki Barber is here with his reaction to that decision. Plus, he's telling us all about taking Broadway by storm with his new role in Kinky Boots.
And yes, Miley Cyrus made us all swoon, we'll admit it, with her sweet birthday message to Liam Hemsworth.
We're breaking it all down live today on People Now.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Good to see you.
Happy Monday, if that's a thing.
Happy Monday is a thing, especially when you've got this most bizarre thing ever. This photo of the egg that's the most liked picture on Instagram. It's now taken the crown here. A single egg beat out Kylie Jenner's Graham record by getting over 29 million likes. By the way, now it's over 30 million. It's almost 31 million.
This is crazy. I don't know how we got to this point. But Kylie, who has 18 million likes on her birth announcement post for her daughter Stormy, which makes sense to have that many likes.
Right.
She had something to say about this, posting a video of herself cracking an egg on the LA pavement with the caption, "Take that little egg." So she's having some fun with it.
Yeah.
We want to know, did you contribute to the record-breaking likes?
We did.
Is the idea hilarious, or is it just petty? Vote for your answer in our People poll.
Both of us. I'm looking right now. I see your
name
there.
You liked it first.
I liked it first.
It because we're doing the story today.
I want to get in on the train.
Doing...
No, I was definitely... but I liked it when it was like 21 million. It's already over. That's crazy. We're going to check in on your results a little later. But for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Watch this.
I'm feeling very happy. Lots of happy tears we had tonight. Just so emotional that we finally found Jayme after 88 days.
Not that you were counting.
Oh, I was counting every day.
That was the aunt of Jayme Closs emotionally recounting how it felt to finally have her niece and goddaughter back. The family also shared this really cute picture of Jayme reuniting with her dog Molly and her aunt Jennifer Smith. Her aunt also thanked the community for all their support during this ordeal and confirmed that Jayme was doing good but was exhausted. Meanwhile, one of the rescuers who took Jayme in described to the media the moment he first saw her. Take a look.
Tired, skinny, dirty. She probably hasn't bathed in quite a while, if at all. But yeah, she looked rough. She looked rough. Yeah, and she didn't really have any emotion. She was probably in shock, relieved, all that at once.
He also confirmed that during the 911 call to tell authorities that Jayme had been found, she was able to give the suspect's name and color of his car. This led to the quick capture of her alleged kidnapper. The Barron County Sheriff confirmed the investigation was ongoing, but there seemed to be no link between the suspect and the Closs family. Watch.
It was a random act by the suspect, but it was a very well planned out attack on the Closs home. There's no evidence that we can uncover that the suspect knew the Closses, was at the Closs home, and any contact with them.
The suspect, Jake Thomas Patterson, is charged with 2 counts, 1 count of intentional homicide for the killing of the parents of Jayme Closs and 1 count of kidnapping. He's scheduled to appear before a judge on Monday afternoon. Now we move on to this. In the wake of backlash after Lifetime's new docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, the Chicago singer has been blocked from taking the stage in his home state at the Springfield Spring Break Jam. Now, while the R&B songwriter was originally scheduled to host the concert on April 6th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, the state denied the event application with Kelly attached to it. They cited security risks. A spokesperson for the Illinois Department of Agriculture said their decision to deny the permit did in fact relate to the recently resurfaced allegations against R. Kelly and the protesting that would undoubtedly accompany his appearance. Now, while the original event at the fairgrounds has been nixed, a new concert has been announced at a smaller area venue. The bill only lists 1 performer from the original event, Yella Beezy, a Texas rapper who survived a drive-by shooting in October. Now, R. Kelly's long-standing history of sexual misconduct allegations, many of which involved minors, dates back as far as the early 90s when he married then 15-year-old singing sensation Aaliyah. The 3-part Lifetime series features interviews with many of Kelly's accusers and has received worldwide recognition in light of the Me Too movement. And R. Kelly's attorney is speaking out. Watch.
He's in good spirits. He's out and about. People have seen him. He's not going to hide. The allegations are false, so why should he?
Steven Greenberg says the singer denies any wrongdoing, and he goes on to say that R. Kelly's fans still support him and that he's, quote, a phenomenal musician, adding that the singer's streams are up since all these allegations resurfaced due to that docuseries. Now, Greenberg says that he hasn't looked into the accounts all the women made in the series, but says, quotes, all that matters is whatever any of them were saying did not happen. He also says if Kelly was in a relationship with an underage girl, he didn't know it. Listen to this.
You know, he was once married to someone who, it turns out, was underage. She lied about her age. If he's in the course of being on the road, met a groupie and she lied about her age, she certainly always appeared to be an adult. He never knowingly has been with a minor.
The woman Greenberg is referring to that R. Kelly was once married to is deceased singer Aaliyah, who at the time was 15. Their marriage was annulled a year later, so Greenberg is suggesting Aaliyah lied about her age to R. Kelly. He also claims that the accounts in the docuseries are made by disgruntled women who aren't happy their careers didn't take off after working with R. Kelly. Greenberg also took aim at Lady Gaga and accused her of being a hypocrite and doing what she deems as politically correct because she's, quote, probably trying to win an Oscar. Remember last week, Gaga came out against R. Kelly and says that she basically regrets working with the controversial singer. So much to unpack about all of that. Now, authorities are still looking into the allegations made in the docuseries as many protest the singer with the hashtag #MuteRKelly as part of the Time's Up movement. More updates on that on People.com. All right, Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger are engaged. The couple's ready to say I do following this whirlwind romance that they kicked off in July. Pratt shared the exciting news in a touching Instagram post early Monday morning. Sweet Katherine is what the caption reads, and it goes on to say, so happy you said yes. I'm thrilled to be marrying you. Proud to live boldly in faith with you. Here we go. The news came just days after Pratt helped Schwarzenegger move from her Santa Monica, California home on Friday. Now, Pratt and Schwarzenegger, they were first spotted out together on Father's Day and were later seen on dates around LA. They got headlines every time. They were on these outings with Jack in tow as well. Though the pair, who met through Schwarzenegger's mother, Maria Shriver, have only been together since the summer, things have been heating up very quickly. A source tells People, quote, they're both serious about the relationship and hopeful for the future. Chris doesn't just date to date, and neither does Katherine. Looks like things are working out for them.
Yeah, so speaking of Chris and Katherine's whirlwind romance, we are kicking off Star Treks with a deeper look at how we got here. Might seem a little sudden for some people. Now, the two have been together since the summer of 2018. Might seem sudden because it kind of is. The engagement comes a little over a year after Pratt announced his separation from Anna Faris in August of 2017, after almost 9 years of marriage. Now, they share 6-year-old son Jack. Pratt and Faris settled their divorce in November and will continue to co-parent Jack. Now, despite their divorce, the two remain very amicable. The former couple were even spotted taking their son trick-or-treating on Halloween with their respective significant others, which I love. Don't worry, you guys, though, no bad blood between the exes. Anna commented on Chris's engagement post saying, quote, I'm so happy for both of you. Congratulations. Now, like we said, Pratt and Schwarzenegger have been together since the summer of 2018. This was the first relationship that Pratt has had since the divorce. I mean, do you think it's too soon, Jeremy?
I like that I think they both know what they want.
Yeah, and I love that Anna commented and that everything's great and it seems like there's no bad blood. Everything's going well. Congratulations to the happy couple. All right, Miley Cyrus got personal on Instagram on Sunday by posting a lengthy message for her husband, Liam Hemsworth's 29th birthday. She captioned her message, HBD to da hubs, and highlighted some of her favorite things about her boo. She wrote in part, the way you look at your family, your friends, at strangers, at life. I love the way we speak in our own language, sometimes with just a look. It's very sweet. She wrapped up the message writing, thank you for giving me the happiest days of my life. Yours truly, M. Miley also posted a hilarious video of Liam lip-syncing and dancing to Ring in his birthday, with Miley looking not amused there. I mean, slightly amused. The post didn't seem to need as much of an introduction as her touching tribute. Miley captioned this one a simple HBD, Liam Hemsworth. She followed up with a perfect throwback pic from 2009 when the couple first met while filming The Last Song, aka when the world first fell in love with the adorable duo. Look at them there. Miley and Liam tied the knot at a secret ceremony at the singer's home in Franklin, Tennessee on December 23rd, which comes after an on-again, off-again relationship for years. Liam first proposed to Miley in 2012. The two broke up a year later, but reconnected in 2015. The couple shocked the world with their super secretive wedding and stunned in this picture that Miley posted on Instagram from their special day. A source previously told People that their wedding was absolutely perfect, and Miley seems ecstatic. I think they're the real deal. Very happy for them. All right, now watch this.
I think there are definitely some Fiji red carpets in my future.
We know her. That's Fiji Water girl Kelleth Cuthbert, teasing that we'd be seeing more of her this award season. You might remember that her appearance on the Golden Globes carpet went viral. And while Fiji was definitely present, making sure no celeb went thirsty on the Critics' Choice Awards red carpet, we did not spot the pro photobomber and original Fiji Water girl. What's going on? Some were bummed she wasn't on the carpet. Where was she? Even Fiji took notice. The water company tweeted out saying, the sequel's never as good as the original. Kind of a burn to the other Fiji Water girls.
Right?
Yeah, so, I mean, who knows where she is, but she did tease that she was actually going to be making some appearances. I don't know if she is.
Maybe the Screen Actors Guild.
Maybe.
Awards.
So we're going to be there. We're going to be on the lookout. If we see her, we're going to have to take a picture.
Forget all the rest of the stars. We're going to have our eyes peeled for Kelleth Cuthbert. Stay with us, guys. A lot more coming up. Tiki Barber joins us live as he gets ready to make his debut in Kinky Boots. Plus, we are taking you inside Nicole Kidman's love story with Keith Urban. That's coming up in just a bit.
All right, guys, a single egg with the Instagram handle World Record Egg beat out Kylie Jenner for the most liked Insta picture. We've been wondering if you took part in the monumental liking. So let's check in on our People poll so far.
Do people care? Do people care? Let's see. Looks like, yes, it's hilarious. 72%.
You like it? All right.
People are on board. Keep voting in that poll. It's an excellent poll, as our writer said. All right. Now we move on to this.
It is official. Maroon 5 is headlining the Super Bowl 53 Pepsi halftime show.
Yep, the band posted a video on Twitter on Sunday. They captioned it Super Bowl 53, and rappers Travis Scott and Atlanta native Big Boy of Outkast, they're all going to be joining the band on stage.
Now, a source first confirmed to People that Maroon 5 would be the night's big performer in September, but frontman Adam Levine remained pretty cryptic. If you remember, he told Ellen in November, he said whoever is lucky enough to get that gig probably is going to crush it.
Yeah, he was being coy about it, but it was pretty clear, right?
Yeah.
And then the initial speculation over the band's decision to sign on for the Super Bowl was met with controversy due to some fans calling for Maroon 5 to turn the whole thing down in order to support Colin Kaepernick. Of course, he's a former NFL quarterback. He started the hashtag Take a Knee movement to protest racial injustice. So there was a lot of backlash for that.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's on board now. Now, in addition to Maroon 5, Cardi B, Bruno Mars will be performing for the NFL's pregame events. Which those are some big artists for the pregame there.
Last year, remember, it was Justin Timberlake. He returned after that whole Janet Jackson fiasco. It had backlash, too. It seems to follow the Super Bowl before. Where was she?
Where was Janet? She should have been brought back, too.
Yeah.
That actually was very upsetting to me. I mean, a lot of people are wondering what type of show this will be with Travis and Big Boy. I think it's going to be a pretty great. I love Outkast.
One really important thing here, though, before Travis would sign on for the halftime show, he insisted that the NFL make this $500,000 donation to Dream Corps. It's a charity that focuses on social justice issues. Travis released a statement about it. Here's what part of it said. I back anyone who takes a stand for what they believe in. I know being an artist that it's in my power to inspire. So he takes his platform seriously and seems to have not taken this decision lightly.
Yeah, I'm glad he's doing that. I mean, obviously, we know the performances, what they're going to be. We don't know what teams will be in the Super Bowl, though. I mean,
that's right.
The Rams, Saints, Patriots, Chiefs all in the running.
Yeah, Eagles lost yesterday, so it won't be a repeat for them. Anyway, Super Bowl 53, it takes place Sunday, February 3rd. Got the calendars marked. All right, let's move on to the new episode of People Magazine Investigates. Watch.
All we knew is there was a bunch of people there, and they were punks.
Unfortunately, it takes 3 decades for the truth to come out.
And when it does, a shocking twist connecting 2 murders, one black and one white, takes this case in a whole new direction.
Chilling case. In 1969, York, Pennsylvania was upended by deadly riots. 2 of the victims were Lily Bell Allen and Henry Schad.
People's crime reporter Elaine Aradias explains what happened to policeman Schad when he responded to those riots.
Henry Schad was inside an armored vehicle when shots came out, and one of the bullets pierced through the vehicle and ended up shooting him in the back, and he died several days later.
Now, on the other side of town, Lily Bell Allen was vacationing with her family when they found themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It doesn't take long for the family to realize something is very wrong.
They recognize they're in a white neighborhood. And there are people walking all around the streets with guns.
She and her family, they were coming from South Carolina on their summer trip, going to visit family in York, not realizing what was taking place in the town. And they were on their way to the store, and they ended up taking a wrong turn. And it was a black family in a car turning into a white neighborhood where racial tension was very high.
The story goes on, the car stalled on the train tracks before they were fired upon, and ultimately Lily Bell Allen was killed. It's a tragic story. You can find out the shocking truth of everything that was involved in this, in both of these murders, if they were ever brought to justice. It's on People Magazine Investigates. New episode debuts Monday night, 10 Eastern on Investigation Discovery.
All right, moving on to this. The Critics' Choice Awards were this Sunday. We spotted some of our favorite stars, from Lady Gaga to this week's People cover star Nicole Kidman.
She is currently riding this career high. She's in 3 huge films, part of a not-so-little, very big TV show. You may have heard of Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see her on the cover. She's amazing. The feature shows how she's balanced career success with a marriage that is kind of far away from Hollywood. Watch.
I'm mad. I'm still mad. It's burned a circuit in my brain.
Nicole Kidman is on a hot streak. She earned raves and a Golden Globe nomination for Destroyer.
Could unite our worlds one day.
She just played a superhero's mom in Aquaman.
The buckle!
And Kidman's getting laughs opposite Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart in The Upside. Plus, she's about to return for the 2nd season of Big Little Lies.
We pound people with knives to death.
She won an Emmy, Golden Globe, and SAG Award for the show's 1st season. Her performances are still brutally honest and brilliant, but now she gets to leave them behind.
I just put it out into the world, and then I walk away and I go back into my own life and my own existence.
She escapes those tough roles into an amazing home life with her husband of 12 years, country star Keith Urban.
Nicole Kidman has never been happier in her life, both personally and professionally. Her and Keith Urban, her husband, have 2 beautiful kids that they adore, and they're just really, truly in love.
It's a long way from her first union.
Her first marriage to Tom Cruise was very public, and I think she wanted to take a step back from that.
But love eluded her until she attended a 2005 event for Australian celebs in LA.
Nicole met Keith at Good Day LA, and they started dating on Nicole's 38th birthday. He was standing outside her apartment with arms full of gardenias at 5 in the morning. Then he took her on a whirlwind date on the back of his motorcycle, and she said, "This is the man I want to be with for the rest of my life."
While Nicole is a film star and Keith comes from the music world, they've actually got a lot in common.
She was born in Hawaii, but then she moved to Australia with her family.
Keith was born in New Zealand, but he was raised in Brisbane. So, having that common Australian roots and also the fame, it just works.
Their relationship hasn't been without its struggles.
Shortly after getting married, Keith had to check himself into rehab.
Nicole stood by him. He's sober now. And just like Nicole was standing by Keith when he had his relapse, he really stood by her when her father died in 2014. He was about to walk on stage and do a concert, and he said, I'll be there. Canceled the concert. He hopped on a plane, went to Australia, and when he showed up, she just fell into his arms.
No question, Kidman's thriving in Nashville with Keith and their kids, far away from Hollywood.
Nicole really loves being a mom. She's got 2 daughters, and she loves hosting play dates. She said in the interview, "I've got 8 over for dinner on any given night."
She's such a regular at the school, and she often reads to the children in the class.
And while she's riding a professional high, she's still looking for new opportunities.
I'm all about finding characters and stories that I go, this is new and still emotionally relevant. And I grew up on these kind of films. I watched the men in the 70s get the chance to do it, but I don't have a female. That's exciting as an actress to get the chance to do that.
I just want to do one good thing.
So Nicole Kidman's in a great place, and she is not taking it for granted.
It's not lost on her at all how far she's come personally and how lucky she is to have found the love of her life. And thanks for Lucky Stars every day for having married Keith.
Man, I love her so much. And she's in so many projects right now. Obviously, everyone's really excited about Big Little Lies Season 2 coming out this spring. I mean, she's super fierce in that, so I love that we did this feature.
Big Little Lies kills it with the award shows as well.
Destroyer, you just saw?
I just saw Destroyer. She was fantastic. This magazine that she's the cover of, I love so many things about it, how it kind of details and defines their love story, the 2 of them together. But my favorite quote from the whole thing was how she was talking about when you go through really tough things, that's when you know that's what love is really all about. That's what true love is, when you go through the fire together.
Well, I think it's amazing that she found Keith after a time where she didn't know if that was going to happen for her.
Right.
At 33, she's single again and going back out into the dating world, and then they find each other. I think it's this perfect love story.
It's also this kind of thing that is almost like, I don't know, it's a storybook, a little fairy tale, because he showed up at her New York City apartment 5 in the morning.
5 a.m. we know.
On her birthday, right? So it was risky to show up early like that, but then they go off on the motorcycle together, riding into upstate New York. Anyway, it's great. Guys, check all of it out on in this week's issue of People. It's on newsstands now. But now we move on to this.
Ben and Aaron Napier from HGTV's Hometown stop by People Now, and they are the most adorable couple ever. The only thing they love as much as each other is their small town of Laurel, Mississippi. Watch this.
It was always about Laurel.
Yeah,
Aaron
that
grew
was
up
always
there,
the goal for us.
Okay.
And I didn't really grow up anywhere. I moved around a lot. I didn't really have a hometown. And so when we decided to put down roots, we wanted to really put down roots.
In a place where I already had roots, so.
Yeah.
And Laurel was really struggling for the last decade before we came home from college. Things had started to really go downhill. And then Hurricane Katrina
In what
was
ways was it going downhill? Just
a lot of businesses closing, just people leaving. And Katrina was devastating where we lived.
Yeah.
We were 2 hours inland from the coast, but it was really, really rough.
Yeah.
What Laurel went through after the hurricane.
A lot of tornadoes. We
Yeah.
lost 50% of the trees in
Yeah.
the county. A lot of rooftops were damaged.
And people had just kind of lost their morale, you know?
Yeah. What's your advice for other people looking to get into that kind of thing?
Think about the things that you can do yourself, like painting, anything like that. When it comes to the really complicated, like electrical and plumbing, I don't even do that myself.
Yeah.
No, call a professional.
Okay, so it's kind of like baby steps. Like you don't have to do it at all.
Right, know your strengths and know your weaknesses.
Yeah. This season, it's really diverse as far as like the homeowners. They're from all different walks of life and the houses. Like we did a mansion, and we've also done
Basically a tiny house.
Yeah, it's like 900 square feet.
Oh. Not 900. I think it was more like 700 or 800.
No, because my idea
four
was
rooms.
I wanted to tear
It's
the
very
house
small.
down and build a 700 square foot house
Yeah.
on the spot, but
Because the land is so beautiful. But this little bitty tiny house has some historic significance to Laurel, so they kept it, and
Oh, that's cool.
it turned
a
out
little tiny house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, bigger than most Manhattan apartments.
yeah,
but still.
yeah. Compared to, but I mean, we did a house that was like 5,500 square feet, and so comparing those.
Yeah, I mean, a house that's 2,500 square feet would cost around $150,000 in Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
A house that's been fully restored. So I don't know what the housing market is like in the rest of America.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like where we
Yeah,
live.
we have some really low budgets and some pretty high budgets.
Yeah, and everything in between.
Their love for Laurel is truly remarkable. Also, they're talking about tiny homes. Those homes are bigger than most New York apartments, so maybe they can revitalize my apartment. This small town, old school family duo was discovered in a very modern way, though. Watch.
A magazine did a story on our house because we were newlyweds living together.
It was a wedding magazine, and it was called Southern Newlywed, the story about us. It was about how we had renovated our house together, and anyway, they shared about it on Instagram. I got a ton of new followers that day, and then one of them happened to be an executive from HGTV who eventually reached out and asked if we'd ever thought about doing TV.
So
And
it like just slid into your DMs.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yep.
It was shocking.
And have you done revitalizing homes before that?
We had
I mean,
done
this is
our
your
house.
own
Our houses.
But besides your house, it wasn't really a thing that you did.
Oh, hi. It was something we never thought about being a career. I mean, I was a woodworker and a youth minister, and Aaron had the stationery company. and-
Yeah, my background's in art. I'm a graphic designer, not an interior designer, but I did design our houses, and
And we'd help friends with
Yeah.
houses and stuff, but it was a hobby.
So sliding into those DMs can be used for more than just flirting, you guys. Besides their hit TV show, their businesses, and overall demanding careers, Ben and Aaron welcomed a beautiful baby girl, Helen, in January of 2018. So how is mom and dad life going?
Most shocking thing.
how fast it makes time
Yes.
move.
It's crazy
Is
how
that
fast.
fair to say?
Yeah, and we sing songs about things like dirty diapers and
Yeah, you make up songs about those things.
Do you have a song for the dirty diapers?
Well, when we want her to smile, we have a song.
and it goes,
Rip diddle dip 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 dip, it's your poo poo. It doesn't work anymore.
She's over it now.
Yeah, she is over it. But up until like 9 months old, every time.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so big.
Wait, so she used to always smile at that song, and then
Yes.
one day she's like, I'm not falling for this.
Now she's kind of over it. And my dad, he's Papa, he says, rip diddle dip 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 dip, it's your Papa. And she's still not into it.
Now you're gonna have that in your head. We can't get enough of this sweet family. To see more of Ben and Aaron Napier, be sure to tune in to the season 3 premiere of Hometown tonight on HGTV.
Price & Son spent the last century making a range of shoes for men. We will begin this century making a range of shoes for a range of men.
All right, guys, our next guest is trading in football cleats for a pair of Kinky Boots.
We are so excited.
There he is.
Joined now by former NFL running back Tiki Barber. Welcome, Tiki. How's it going?
Good, man. Hey, congratulations on this. I was just telling you, you're in here all the time. Sports Illustrated is also in this building, and we see you out there. And when I first heard about this, I was so pumped. Can't wait to see you in this show. But before we get into all that, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl halftime performers. This was already announced. I know it's a different lane, but this is familiar territory for you. Obviously, Maroon 5. Yep. We've also got Travis Scott. He's been active in social justice causes before, donating a lot of money through this to Dream Corps, $500,000 going to that. Yeah. What do you make of this move, and do you think this is pushing the NFL in a good direction?
I think it is. The NFL has come to that agreement with the Players Association and some of the players for the social initiative that has been enacted by the Colin Kaepernick protest movement that started a few years ago. And so I think with Travis Scott there, it's an unbelievable gesture that the NFL cares. And I think they do care. It's just a matter of how it's being presented. And Maroon 5, I absolutely love. They're my go-to karaoke song when I have to sing.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Sunday morning's my song. So I'm going to enjoy this Atlanta halftime show for lots of different reasons.
Well, do you think that they're going to get backlash, and is that kind of justified?
I think backlash is not necessarily a bad thing as long as the conversation continues. I mean, Colin Kaepernick was 4 or 5 yards away from being a Super Bowl MVP. We've forgotten this because of all the things that have happened subsequent to him taking a knee. He was a great player, but at the end of the day, he's going to be remembered for this. We've been talking about this for now 3 years. And think of an athlete that has had an impact that creates a conversation that lasts for 3 years. There's very few of them. Yeah. So his legacy, no matter how people want to shape it or whether they are anti it or pro it, he's done some great things without using his voice, but by being an example.
Well, and for whatever led us to this moment, the fact that Dream Corps is getting all this money through this event is a good thing. So anyway, good to get your take on that. Let's talk about the other reason you're here, the real reason. Taking to Broadway, 6-week run in Kinky Boots. You're playing Dawn. Now, you were saying that you've always had this like on the bucket list.
Well, about 15 years ago, think about how old I must be. 15 years ago in my off seasons, I was doing some off Broadway plays, like in cafes and theaters and stuff. One was a show called Women of Manhattan. It was an original. I did, Seeing Double, which was an original. Then I had a John Patrick Shanley play called Women of Manhattan. I played Duke. So it was just me on a stage with a young lady, smoking a cigar, having and it was engaging, right? It was an energy that I hadn't felt other than being on the stage of the gridiron on the football field.
I would imagine that's a very different.
But then it went away, right? I got busy doing other things, having kids and getting wrapped up in NFL
rehearsals.
career.
How are they going?
They're good, man. They're awesome. It's intense. I got a playbook, just like I tell you how we're playing, and I got to learn some numbers. I got to learn some dance moves.
Do you actually walk in the boots or put the heels on?
I do.
You do? So how is that experience? Are you good at walking in them?
I have a much greater respect for women.
Okay.
And also the angels, Lola's angels in the show. They are unbelievable athletes. Yeah. Right. We think about them as dancers, but they're really just ridiculous athletes.
Yeah. How good are you on a scale from 1 to fabulous?
In the boots, I'd say 4.
Okay.
But by the end of a month from now, I'm gonna be 10.
Full fabulous.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that picture is pretty fabulous already. How'd the family react? I want to know what you come home and you tell them like, hey, here's what I'm gonna be doing, and here's the photo.
Exactly. They loved it. You know, I've never been afraid to try things, whether it was working at Fox News when I was playing, or leaving the NFL to go work at the Today Show, to now doing a Broadway stint for 6 weeks. It's try something. Yeah. And if you fail, at least you tried, right? And I don't think I'm going to fail. I don't think failure is an option. And I'm excited for the opportunity. I really am.
Your kids are so adorable. Do they help you with lines? Like, do you run things by them?
So my 5-year-old, Brooklyn, she's on the right there, but she wants to be an actress. And we could tell, like, early on that she has this, this flair for drama. Like, no, Dad, but I'm like, come on, Brooklyn, really? So she's starting to learn the songs. So Raise You Up, which is the finale in the show, Just Be, she loves the song. And so I told her, I was like, I'll teach you the dance at the end that I have to do. It's a dance and, and all these things. And she's like, oh, I want to learn. And so I'm teaching her this final dance.
Oh, that's so great.
She has a little Alexa dot in her room. Every morning, it's Alexa, play Just Be, Kinky Boots, or Raise You Up, Kinky Boots. And so every morning we walk in there and she's dancing around to this song.
So you're encouraging them to do the acting route, also sports as well?
My older kids are really good athletes. I have a 16-year-old who just won the state championship up in Greenwich. He had a really big day. And my 14-year-old is 6'3", which is crazy. Wow. But my daughters, they love performing, and so I'm certainly encouraged.
Are the teenagers going to be there for opening day?
They're not, because it got moved up. It was originally supposed to be the 21st, and now it's going to be the 18th this Friday, but it's exciting.
I would love to get in your head and think about like the prep you did for big NFL games, millions of people watching, the whole deal, compared to the prep for this. I mean, the physical thing's one thing, but then the mental game, you got to be there, and like you've got so much to remember.
You're right.
Like how does that compare to you?
It's difficult but it's very similar. So I told you I got a playbook, and part of that playbook is all right on this motion of the greatest thing in the world, which is shoes. You have to move the set. You have to unlock it and cue all your other guys and make sure they're all set. And as soon as you hit this music cue, you got to move this thing into place. And it's like it's a choreography. It's like a dance. And I think it's akin to running a power play with the NFL. My center's going to block down, the backside guard's going to pull around. He's got to kick out the defensive end, and I have to be timed just right so that when he kicks that guy up, I can cut off his back hip.
I just love the idea of the chalkboard with the play up here.
Speaking of football, what was the reaction from your former teammates?
It's funny because a lot of them came and saw me when I was off Broadway. Yeah. So they love this. They love the idea of me, being who I am. Yeah. I announced this on Michael Strahan's Good Morning America with him, and he was like, "I can't believe you're going to do that." But it was awesome. They've been very supportive.
Have any of them hit you up for tickets yet? I feel like
Broadway is a different thing,
right? It's like now they want to see
We've been here supporting you off Broadway.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They have not hit me up for tickets yet, but I know they're going to be there, which is going to be fun.
And one of your castmates is a big fan of yours from the NFL days, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of them.
A lot of the cast, are they?
Yeah. Well, one guy, one of the Angels, Joey, who's awesome. He's big, dude. He's a Saints fan. So yesterday I was trailing backstage. So I trailed Don, who's the antithesis of me. He's big, white guy who has a British accent, and I'm trailing, and Joey comes up behind me. He's like, "We winning today?" He's talking about the Saints.
Saints, right?
Yeah, he's talking about the Saints. Obviously they did, but it's fun. They've accepted me, and it's a really cool family that I'm getting to be a part of. More importantly, it's a New York institution that I'm getting an opportunity to dance into.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. You also have a radio show you're planning on keeping during running Kinky Boots. I mean, how are you planning to kind of juggle that all?
Oh, it's going to be chaos for the next 6 weeks. So
when are you going to find time to then record them?
Well, I sleep in the morning, and I don't have to be at my radio show until about 2 o'clock, 1:30 to 2 o'clock. We're on air, Tiki and Tierney, with me and Brandon Tierney from 3 to 6 p.m. The one train is literally a block away. I hop on the one, transfer to the 2-3, get to 42nd Street by 6:20. On Mondays and Friday, curtains at 8. It's pretty easy. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it might be a little bit tight.
I think you got a spreadsheet for this at home somewhere too.
Well, the hardest thing is that I literally have the first line. Which is walking out on the stage and saying, "Oi, I can't talk now. I got to go to work." And of course I can't talk. No texting. No calling,
right. It's the call for the audience to turn their phones off.
No photos of any kind, right?
That's first line of the show. Do you get nervous?
I'm not nervous yet.
Okay.
But I think when I have my put-in on Thursday, which is kind of like a full dress, I'm gonna start getting nervous.
We're gonna be watching on social for all your updates. You have to post some behind-the-scenes stuff. Let us know.
Well, I'm lucky because Andy and Callum, who are Charlie and Lola respectively, they've become part of helping me. That's great.
Well, congrats to you on everything.
Thank
You're
you.
just such a great role model for the kids and everything else. It's great to hear from you, man.
Just try something.
Guys, you can check out Tiki's performances in Kinky Boots running January 18th through March 3rd. Tickets are available now. One of the things I love most about the idea of going to that show is the possibility of being there with his family, like the opening night or so, right? Like he said on Monday, they're all going to be there. And imagine the pressure, right?
Oh, it's got to be so much pressure. I love when athletes go to Broadway, though, because you don't typically see an athlete in like a Broadway show like Kinky Boots, but he actually went from the bottom up. Like he was doing off Broadway, like we were talking about, and I think that's really cool, and I'm excited to see him in it.
And his go-to sort of tagline is like, hey, go do something, right? Like do something to challenge yourself. I love that he's that kind of role model for his little girls, right? And his little kids, that they're gonna have this dad who's like, hey, yeah, this is kind of crazy that I'm doing this, but challenge yourself, make yourself nervous. And then hearing his strategy, that's like this athlete's mind, the strategy of how to tackle the scenes and how to go into it and get prepped. Anyway.
And Kinky Boots has been on Broadway for about 6 years, but that is coming to a close. So I would say if you want to see it, now is the time to go.
One thing he was saying to us before we did that whole interview was talking to some of the creators of it, the director, about the fact that show plays all over the world, and the funny lines hit and get the laughs exactly the same places everywhere they play it. So it really speaks to how well it's written.
I feel like that's not always the case for shows. For some shows, it's at different places that people laugh, but I think it was really cool. I'm excited for him.
Me too, and he walks away with a really great skill. The
boots. I know.
Let's talk about this. Obviously, a lot of the news today surrounding that R. Kelly docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, some of the backlash. We talked a little earlier today about the fact that he's being blocked from performing at a music show in Chicago, in Illinois, his home state. It's going to be interesting to see how that kind of thing goes. But French Montana made some headlines. He's kind of changing his tune now regarding R. Kelly. He posted on Twitter, here was the quote, "My heart is with the victims."
So now this comes after comments that he made to TMZ on Saturday, where he seemingly defended R. Kelly following the release of the new Lifetime docuseries. And the rapper told TMZ that all the greats seem to go down like this, saying, quote, "Let somebody enjoy their legacy." I'm surprised that he said something like that. No, I mean, you have to know that you're going to get backlash if you're going to say something like that.
I think he regretted it immediately. Sunday afternoon, it seemed like he had a bit of a change of heart. Perhaps some people on social media, all the heat got to him, I don't know, but French Montana clarified that he never thought that people he looked up to as a child would turn out to be drug addicts and molesters and rapists. He ended his tweet, his quote was, "I'm hoping that we as a culture create better leaders. We need them." All these charges surrounding R. Kelly obviously are allegations, but it's going to be interesting to see, regardless of the legal stuff, if public opinion changes enough. So you've got people like French Montana who are saying, like, we need better. You got people like Lady Gaga saying, take down the music I did with him. I regret doing the music with him. We'll see if that kind of continues.
Well, I think it then brings up this question, can you separate the artistry from the person that did these horrible things? Personally, I cannot. However, I think some people think that you can look at that as two different things. And also, it's very sad that R. Kelly's streams have gone up after this docuseries.
We were talking about that. It's pretty bizarre. That to bring you guys up to speed, his attorney even mentioned it, that his music streams have been through the roof since this all
I don't know, maybe because people were searching it to wonder what. I want to believe the good in people, that they're not actually listening to him more because of this. I think maybe people are searching him more, so maybe that was a cause of some of the streams.
They just kind of like happen upon, or it's like, wait, did he sing that song? We were talking about that the other day. Like, there's a lot of songs from R. Kelly that, you love the songs, and wait, was that his or whatever? And you can't obviously listen in the same way. We'll keep you posted on everything, all the backlash and fallout from the whole R. Kelly saga as that continues. But let's talk about this.
So yeah, we were talking about this earlier. I'm actually very shocked about this. Chris and Katherine Schwarzenegger's whirlwind romance. They're engaged. They were together since summer of 2018. I'm very shocked. It seems very sudden. Maybe that's just me, Jeremy.
Well, this is part of the shock of this is the lasting reverberations of the breakup between Chris Pratt and Anna Faris, which was like, man, they were the couple that I thought were gonna last forever.
Together for 9 years, and in Hollywood, that's a really long time. And you thought, like, love is real. I want to believe that marriages in Hollywood can last.
I still go to the point, and look, there's Anna and him back in the happy days, or what we viewed to be the happiest times, and she's been in, and man, they're all about their little son Jack. There they are, and we started to see the pictures emerging, like in Halloween, and all of them were together.
Well, I think it's amazing that they've been able to hang out with their significant others for Halloween. They were hanging out with all as one big family, and also that Anna posted and congratulated them on the Instagram post, which I think it's amazing, and it really shows that there actually is no bad blood there.
I think that's true too. There's the tweet. Can we talk about this? Are we missing the big headline here? Chris Pratt is going to be related to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Chris Pratt will be part of the Kennedy dynasty. Chris Pratt, isn't that crazy?
That's not shocking to me. I'm more shocked that this relationship is
My mind is blown.
so quickly. No, because Anna and Chris only finalized their divorce in November of this last year. So I'm more shocked at how quickly this is. But they both have a very strong faith. Faith is really important to Catherine and to Chris. So I think that definitely bonds them. They were spotted kissing outside of a church service in June. So that was like when the first time that they were seen together.
That's probably one of the most important elements. And at this point, it's like they know what they want, and it's maybe easier to pull the trigger, get married. Good for them. We're excited, guys. Chris, you're going to be related to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't get over this.
Yeah, well, happy for them. All right, taking one last look at our People poll, we've been asking whether or not you gave a like to the egg who broke Kylie Jenner's record for the most liked Instagram picture.
I did.
This was the news over the weekend, you guys.
And people were, look, 72%, people were happy to take Kylie down, I think. Was that what drove it?
Yeah, I guess so. It's just funny because it was the first post of that account and it was just an egg.
And it's the only post on that account so far. The egg has been doing some Insta stories I've been following, but the egg post itself, it's now up to like 31 million
I don't know how that Instagram account just all of a sudden got so much attention. Everyone just started liking it.
Wait,
I don't know.
so officially we have, our first big viral moment was Fiji Water Girl for 2019. Now this is our second big viral moment, right? For 2018, the egg.
Back to
the record-breaking egg.
I think keep it simple, you know? It's just an egg.
2019, keep it very simple. And like just the dumbest thing tends to be the biggest,
All right.
biggest thing.
We'll be back with another question of the day tomorrow, so tune in. Maybe there'll be something that tops the egg story, I don't know.
Impossible. Or Chris Pratt being related to Arnold. I gotta get over that. All right, coming up, guys. Also tomorrow, we know last week's premiere left you itching for more Bachelor drama. Don't worry, we've got your full episode 2 recap. We can't wait to see what goes down with Colton Underwood.
Plus, Luke Benward is here talking all about his role in Dumplin' and more. You don't want to miss it.
You've seen Dumplin'. I have not seen it.
It's really good.
Very excited. We have some of the other cast members.
Daniel McDonald is in here, and she's great.
Overarching theme, anything involving Dolly Parton, sign me up.
Yeah.
Take me to Dollywood today.
All right, thank you guys for watching. For now, we leave you with one of our faves, Eva Longoria. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Eva Longoria, and this is one last thing. The last girls' night I had was probably a week ago at my house. I have them quite often. The last dessert I ate, that's been a while, because I've been on a diet. I'm actually not a dessert person either. I'm a savory person. The last time I had a full night's sleep, I actually get full night's sleep every day, every night.